Hello. Hopefully you've had a good weekend and are starting the week off well. This is Cindy with Quantum Kaleidoscope, and I'm going to do a bit of a um, short reading for each sign. I'm hoping if I can do it all in one video and I don't fill too many cards, I can actually get it done. If I keep not finishing all the signs, I'm sorry. but anyways, so I'm going to start with, since we are in Libra season, I'm going to start with Libra and then go through Scorpio and so forth. There will be time stamps below at some point. And so feel free to go directly to your sign. And I'd also encourage you, I'm going to do a little bit of shameless self-promotion, but please consider putting a like. It really helps get the video out for those who want to hear it, and it really helps me know if, you know, this is resonating or not. Should I keep making videos? Like, I don't know. But feel free to drop a like. They do stay anonymous. Okay. Anyways, so I'm going to start right with Libra. Okay, so what can we tell Libra, to help them stay in, highest vibration and on their truth path? Okay, so this will be a quick reading for, this week. It is a timeless reading. I am doing this on the 12th, I believe. But whenever you're drawn to watch this, it could resonate. Okay, so what do we have for Libra? Hopefully it doesn't take too long to shuffle. Okay, so what we have is kind of your theme, okay, is the Eight of Wands. Okay, the past, okay, is the Four of Swords. Okay, and your guidance, or kind of like another perspective, okay, we have is the Nine of Swords. Okay, and underneath the deck is the two, well, it's not, okay, it's technically, well, okay, they have her as Irene Adler. So, I mean, if you are familiar with the, Sherlock Holmes story, I believe she's the only one that's ever really kind of tricked him or something like that. But ultimately, she's the High Priestess. Okay, so, so this really is a theme about, following your intuition this week, and okay, so the Eight of Wands, this can be about travel. This can be about fast communication. What we have in the recent past. So this can be either something you've learned that has really helped you, to move forward, or it's something that like happened recently. Okay, but either that is influencing this week. Okay, and so we have the Four of Swords. Okay, so Four of Swords is about healing. Okay, this is like healing after, the Three of Swords. So that's kind of like that painful disappointment, heartbreak. But like this is also about, it's a four. So that is about stability. That is about balancing the thoughts. Okay, so I feel like there is a theme of, really starting to move forward now. Okay, something that, your intuition, might be guiding you to. And then like right underneath the deck, we also have, what they have here is Mr. and Mrs. Watson. Okay, but this is the lovers. Okay, so maybe it is about, some kind of like heart overhead decision or some kind of like relationship, but either way, okay, recently you have been doing a lot of resting, a lot of healing, okay, and so this theme is really about, movement, moving forward, like what do you want? Like, what is your intuition calling you to, okay? And what we have here is the Nine of Swords. So this is the guidance, or kind of like the, another perspective you can consider taking, And so I feel like, okay, so with both of these, right, we have, they're both thoughts, they're both mind, And so it's like, this is anxiety, sleepless nights, but I believe that what is happening is that you are now moving forward from this anxiety. It's like, you know what you are called to do, and this week you're going to find some movement. Okay? So, I mean, think about the Eight of Wands, right? Like, I mean, if this, you know, since we have the Lovers underneath, right? Like, I mean, that can be, you know, passion. Well, it is passion, you know, that is like, you know, like, again, hold on to your hat. Because things are going to move fast. Like, I mean, if you've been finding that things have been a little bit more stagnant, or you've been, you know, because you've been resting, because you've been healing, right? You know, but it's like the caution here is that you've done enough resting, you've done enough thinking, okay? And now it's time for movement. And so whether you expect it or not, like, I think there is for a movement, and there is a trip, there is something that's going forward, okay? But Eight of Wands is excitement, so awesome. Hopefully that resonated, and hopefully that helped. And I'm going to go straight to Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio, how are you doing? Okay, the sun's in your 12th house, so you might be a little bit more internal kind of thing, but, you know, your birthday is happening too, so get excited for that. You know, even if you might be in quarantine. My birthday was spent in quarantine, so, you know, I get it. You know, mine was in April. Okay, so what can we tell Scorpio to help them stay in highest vibration and on their truest path, you know, for this, you know, next week? Okay, your cards are ready, basically, as soon as I finish. Okay, so underneath the deck, we have the Four of Swords. Okay, so this just came up for Libra. Okay, so there is a theme of, you know, healing. Okay, and there's, because I just saw it in the deck, we also have strength. So you probably have had, you know, been really kind of gaining your strength, gaining your power, you know, after it's like some kind of disappointment recently, you know. Okay, but what we have in the present, okay, I just want to check here. Okay, we have the Devil. Okay, so the Devil is about those like self-imposed bondages we find ourselves in, you know, like things that we do that we know are not good for us. So for example, maybe there has been, you know, some real strength, or this is kind of like, you know, maybe if there's been some kind of toxic situation, you know, like, or somebody like in this deck we have here is, you know, Professor Moriarty, you know. So again, if you know the Sherlock Holmes thing, but I mean, he's kind of like, you know, really, you know, smug, and there's people in the background that is, you know, not very fun. Okay, but so I do believe that there is a theme of healing from whatever has been this, like, you know, lack of better words, toxicity. Okay, in the past we have is the Nine of Cups. Okay, so this can, with Nine of Cups and the Devil together, this can definitely represent, you know, like too much, you know, sex, rock, and, you know, drugs, sex, and rock and roll kind of thing, you know. You know, the Nine of Cups can be, you know, like this is, you know, wish fulfillment, you know, but it is also like, you know, can be a lot of drunkenness kind of thing, or being impaired, especially with the Devil. And so if this is kind of like, you know, trying to have a week of, you know, starting to detox, you know. Okay, and then Three of Wands. Okay, is another perspective or some guidance. Okay, so this can be taken different ways. So, I mean, if the, you know, drugs or alcohol kind of, you know, thing didn't like resonate, okay, this has generally been something that like you thought was your wish fulfillment in the past, and then but you are starting to realize that it's like not as good for me as I thought, you know. But I think you've been resting and reflecting and healing, you know, and kind of doing like, you know, like the guidance here is the Three of Wands, right? Like the Three of Wands is about expectations. You know, this is about seeing your ships come in, right? So I find that this week is going to be, okay. This can also, on the positive, you know, this can be like, it's like, okay, you've found something that you know is your wish fulfillment. Okay. And there can be a lot of sex. You know, spending some time healing, that sexual healing, and, if there's the guidance of planning it or expecting it, or if that's something that you are expecting, but it might take, like, I mean, if this is about healing for something, like, it may take a little bit of more forward planning about what you want to see come in. And so this can be, for example, like an obsession. It's like you've been daydreaming and you've been obsessing about whatever the situation is, and you're at a point where you're now kind of healed, and it's now about making your plans or knowing that your ships are coming in. Okay? But either way, double energy is ultimately like, you put yourself in this situation, whatever it is. And it can generally means that it is more on the toxic negative side, okay, or can be, okay. But I do think that you are healing from this, and there will be a lot of reflection, and it's about, getting excited about what is ahead, okay, because there was some kind of wish fulfillment, in the recent past, or, feeling again as good as you can, alone. Even though it's like, I'm not sure. Anyways, hopefully that was helpful. And then I'm going to go to Sagittarius. Okay. So Sagittarius, how are you doing? Okay. Hopefully these have been making sense. Okay, we got some flippers here. So we have the Ace of Cups and the Two of Swords. Okay. And the King of Swords on the bottom. So I don't know if there's something that you've been deciding about, and you now kind of know what you want, and in terms of following your heart and what would make you emotionally happy. Okay, we'll see what happens. Okay, so what can we tell Sagittarius to help them stay in highest vibration and on their truest path? Oh, you gotta shuffle. Yeah. What can help guide them throughout this week? Okay. Alright, so we have in the present is the Two of Pentacles. Okay, so this is about change. This is about, in this deck, you can't look behind you, anymore. Like, or at least this person's not allowing them to look behind. Because there happens to be a gun. Okay, in the recent past, or something you've learned that will help you throughout this week, okay, is the Three of Pentacles. No, Two of Wands. Okay, so this is, again, we have two twos here. Okay, so that is about, partnership, that is about decisions, that is about balance and duality. Okay, so in the recent past, there could be, especially in this deck, it could have been like some kind of discovery that you made that has helped you decide how you want to move forward. Okay, and so this is actually about making it tangible. Okay, so this is about the inspiration, like, haha, kind of thing, like, okay, the Ace of Wands before, that would be the idea, now he's like looking in his microscope, and it's like, okay, now I know what I have, right? But the Two of Pentacles is like making it tangible, right? Okay, and so the guidance is the Lovers. Okay, so this is another choice card. Okay, but this is a major arcana. So the guidance, or like another way to look at this, or a perspective if you haven't been, is that this is okay. So we have the Wands, so passion, inspiration, with the Two of Pentacles. That is about things that are tangible, like time, money, relationships, okay, things that you can touch. Okay, and then we have the Lovers, and that's the thing. So this is You know, under the deck, the Page of Swords. Those can be about some kind of communication that either you need to give, or that because something has come in, you need to decide. But it's going to be about a love. It's going to be about a love situation, or it's going to be about, you know, choosing, you know, that heart overhead decision. Okay. And it can be about some kind of communication that you get or you have to give. Okay, that is going to make some kind of decision. And it might seem, again, like these are minor, so it might just seem like an everyday decision, you know, like everyday kind of juggle. But there's a real opportunity for happiness. There's a real opportunity to follow your heart, you know, maybe with whatever this communication that you need to give or that you receive. Okay, you'll see how that kind of resonates. Either way, you know, change is happening. That's pretty cool. So hopefully that resonated. And then now I'm going on to Capricorn. Okay, so Capricorn, what can we tell you? What messages can we give to help you stay in the highest vibration and on your truth path throughout this week? You know, weekish, whatever. You know, like, I mean, if it's a major arcana, you know, you might not actually see, you know, so much on the 3D sense, you know. It might be just kind of like what's really happening under the surface. But anyways, what can we tell Capricorn? Okay. So underneath the deck we have is the Seven of Wands? Yeah, Seven of Wands. Okay. So I like this depiction in this deck, right? Okay, because you see, I'm pretty sure that's Sherlock, and he is, okay, so Seven of Wands is usually about, you know, defending, you know, can be about blocking, you know, defending your beliefs, defending your passions. You know, you usually see somebody like, you know, taking the higher ground and, you know, they have that one passion and they like are going to defend what they want no matter what other people say. And so this is a different depiction, right? This is more, but like, this is kind of the same way, like in the sense of like, he is going down a tunnel and he doesn't know where it's going to lead per se, but he's just kind of following his hunches, you know, like we can think that, because it's just him and the dog, like, you know, maybe he had a lot of resistance from other people. They're like, why would you go down that tunnel, you know? Anyway, so maybe that resonates. Anyways, so the present we have, okay, is the Empress. Okay, so this is major arcana. So this is the queen of all the queens. She is love. She is Venus. She's Mother Nature. You know, she is, regal. You know, so there can be a theme about, you know, either, going after your Empress, regardless of, gender, or really, doing the steps you need to do, knowing that it is something of self-love, you know? Okay, so the recent past we have is, okay, we have the Hermit. Okay, so this is Mycroft Holmes. Okay, so he, the Hermit is very spiritual. So we have two major arcanas. Okay, but under the deck is that Seven of Wands. So it's like, it's going to be a big week. But again, the major arcanas, you may not see it right now. You might see whatever the Seven of Wands is, that you're defending something that you want, and you're going to go through that path no matter what you want, okay? Because you've thought long and hard about this, okay? The Hermit is like, again, spiritual. He has done, had the strength to go within, and deal with some of the dark, sides of, the junk, and then like really decide to do his path again, no matter what people say, okay? And, regardless if people follow, the right people will come. But regardless, you gotta do what you gotta do. And so in the recent past, this is either, again, about a lesson, where, you've done, like, you've really decided what would make you happy, and it's about, like, either a self-love or, going after that queen, or just, it's a reminder, okay, to light that path. Follow that path. Okay, that is the light for others as well. Okay, and then we have the Queen of Cups here. So the Lady of, well, I don't know what that is. It's like a magnifying glass for its investigation. I don't know. Anyways, but she's the Queen of Cups. So the guidance is, okay, is to express your emotions. You know, so this is either, again, about a self-love situation, right? You know, like she takes care of herself, you know, both these women take care of themselves, you know, like, you know, they know that in order to take care of others, they have to do what's right for themselves, you know, and follow their like personal path, you know, and go into the unknown. Okay, so this can be about yourself and, you know, being comfortable, you know, like in the fact that you know, you might potentially feel alone, but at the same time, that's freedom, you know, and self-love, you know. But this can also be about expressing your feelings. You know, she doesn't hold back. She's the queen of emotions, you know. She's watery water. Okay, so she doesn't hold back. So I mean, if there's something that you need to do, like, I mean, you know, he is, you know, kissing the hand of the Empress. So hopefully that resonates. But I mean, it is about following your path, following what you're guided to do, you know, and expressing emotions if that's the case, you know, whether that's to somebody else or, you know, give yourself some self-love, okay, because you're awesome. Awesome. So hopefully that helped. And now I'm going to Aquarius. So Aquarius, how have you been? Okay, so we have the Four of Swords that came out. Okay, so maybe there's been some healing, maybe after some heartbreak or disappointment or a breakup or something like that. But let's see, what can we tell Sagittarius? No, Aquarius. Okay. You might have some Sagittarius in your chart, or that might resonate. Sagittarius as well. But anyways, what can we tell Aquarius to help them stay in highest vibrations and on their truest path this week? Okay, I'm going to shuffle this way. Sorry, this is taking a lot. Patience is a virtue, right? Okay. So, what we have for you, Aquarius, underneath the deck is the Knight of Cups. Okay, so have you been following your heart lately? You know, or maybe this is a theme of you following your heart this week. So the Knight of Cups is, you know, the Prince Charming. You know, he, you know, like maybe if you've, you know, if the Four of Swords did resonate, that you like have been healing, you know, and like maybe this is the time to, you know, follow your heart, you know, like I mean, in terms of, you know, it can be about creativity, obviously it can be about love, it's just, the Knight of Cups lets his heart guide him, okay, so Knight of Cups, okay, so the theme is the Two of Cups, so the theme is letting your heart guide you. Okay, you know, the Knight of Cups speaks his emotions. You know, okay, in this case, you know, I'm like, you know, he's investigating something. Anyways, but it can almost be like from expressing, you know, your emotions. It's almost like, they faint in the shock. I don't know. Anyways, but you have the theme of the Two of Cups. So that is about partnerships. That is about seeing eye to eye with another. That is about making magic. You know, when two come together, you know, anything can be created. So you're going to have a pretty emotional week. You know, this can be about, you know, inviting someone for a date or receiving an invite for a date. You know, let's see. So in the recent past, again, either something that has happened or a lesson you've learned, okay, is the Emperor. So you have stepped in your power, you know, or this could be about your emperor, you know, your divine masculine, or, you know, the emperor is Aries as well, kind of thing, right? But you have stepped into your power. This is the king of all the kings, you know, especially Four of Swords has been, you know, like you've been doing some healing, you've been balancing your thoughts, you know, you've been like kind of like, okay, that heartbreak happened or that disappointment happened before. I'm not gonna let it go happen again. I know what I want. Okay, the Knight of Cups knows what they want. Okay, all knights are on a mission. Okay, they see the prize. They may not always get it, you know, but with the Emperor here, he knows what he wants. He knows how to get it. And there's someone potentially on your mind. Or if not yet, there could be somebody that comes in that you might be surprised about. Okay, the guidance. Okay, is the final problem, which is judgment. Okay, so we have two major arcanas here, which is the Emperor and now we have the Judgment. Okay, so this is about, okay, well, making a judgment call, ultimately, but it's also about, like, you know, it can be Judgment Day, you know, it can be, like, in that biblical sense, you know, it can be, you know, again, like, what are the lessons you have learned? You know, in this case, about your heart, and a lot of things are about your emotions, you know, and this is the opportunity to kind of like either raise something back from the dead, you know, or let it go once and for all. Okay, so Two of Cups does suggest that this is something new, because I mean, you know, the Ace of Cups, you know, is that like idea. The Two of Cups, you know, suggests that it's like emotional connection, you know, that it is like they're on the same page, you know, and so maybe it's about finally making that judgment call to speak. Okay, this is about communication. This is, if there isn't anybody per se around, then this can definitely just be about, not just, but like, you know, you being in a, this is, again, a two, duality, balance, you know, so balancing your emotions as well. But either way, it's time for Judgment Day. You know, it's fine. It's time to like make that call, you know. And I do believe that, you know, like after this is the world, right? So that is like graduation day, you know, like, I don't know. So, I mean, it sounds like it can be, if you're looking for, you know, a partner, if you're looking for a date, it looks like there's a good possibility for something like that this week, if you follow your heart, you know, and finally make that judgment call. Okay. Awesome. Hopefully that resonates. Okay. And then, so now I am on to, did I do Capricorn? Or did I go from Sagittarius to Aquarius? Can't remember. We'll see. Tack on Capricorn at the end if I missed him. Okay. Anyways. So I'm going to Pisces. Pisces, hopefully you're doing well. Okay, so what guidance can we give Pisces today to help them stay in a highest vibration and on their truth path throughout this week? You know, ish. Okay. Man, now I'm wondering if I did Capricorn. No, let's stick on Pisces. Pisces. So under the deck, Pisces. Okay. We have, I don't know what this is. Okay, the Six of Pentacles. Okay, so this is about, you know, that equal give and take. This is about how you know, give your time, your energy. You know, do you give as much as you receive? You know, do you allow yourself to receive? You know, or you're the one that's just doing all the giving, right? So, but this is about tangible. Okay. So in the present we have, okay, is the Star. They have this as the blue carbuncle, you know, but this is the Star. Okay, so this is, you know, about hope. You know, this comes after the Tower, so there could have been some kind of like big, you know, moment where everything seemed to have, like, you know, crumbled. Okay, but the thing about that is that, like with the star, you know, this can be about, like, you know, following your guidance, following that North Star, you know. But the thing is that, you know, if you've recognized and you've done the reflection about the Tower and why it didn't work, you know, is that you have the ability to get what you want this time, you know, and get your wish, because you know what didn't work well and what does work well, you know. And so this looks like a big week of having some hope, you know, like, especially, like, you know, we'll see what happens. Okay. So in the past, we have is the Five of Wands. Okay. So this is about, you know, fighting. It can be about competition, you know. So I mean, like, it can be about that internal struggle as well. So I do believe that there was something that happened, you know, that probably wasn't fair, you know. But however, you're past that now. You know what is a good balance of that give and take. You know, who deserves your time, who deserves your energy. And now you're hopeful for the future. Okay? Okay, and then what we have is the guidance of the sun. Okay? So we have two major arcanas. We have the star and the sun, which is amazing. Okay, the sun is the happiest, you know, happiest energy, you know, in all the decks, you know. And this is about that, like, a perspective that you could consider is the reason why this happened. And the reason why it happened is so you can get this happiness now. Okay? So that, like, you can win the race. You know? Like, this struggle, this competition, you know, was worth it. Like, maybe you had to create this Tower moment, you know? But happiness is happening. So keep your faith. Okay? With major arcanas, like, you might not see it on the tangible, you know? Like, you might see the Six of Pentacles about, like, you know, some energy, or, you know, like, you know, something that, like, comes in that, you know, makes you really, you know, hopeful and happy, you know. But keep that hope, keep that, like, you know, that place of that, you know, something's working out. Okay? You don't see it this week, it's gonna come in soon. Okay? So stay in that hopeful place of anticipation, because something good is going to happen. And this conflict is going to be far from your mind. You know, this struggle, this, like, get excited. Great things are happening, and it's probably going to start happening this week. Yeah. Awesome. Hopefully that helpful. And now I'm on to Aries. Okay. So Aries, how is it going, Team Aries? Okay, so what can we tell Aries to help them on their highest vibration and on their truest path? Okay, help them throughout this week. Okay, so what we have is the Four of Swords. Okay, so that's been coming up a lot. So there could be other readings. I don't even remember which ones, but Four of Swords has been coming up a lot. Okay, so you've been doing some kind of healing. You know, this can be either physical or, you know, from a kind of like a disappointment. You know, this is Three of Swords. Before this can be that, you know, heartbreak. You know, it's not a major arcana, so I mean, like, it's not going to affect you in the long run, but it's still kind of painful. But this week you are healing. We have some Six of Pentacles, you know, on the bottom. So maybe it's something that, like, Okay, if there's been something about balancing your energy, balancing your time, balancing your effort, like this can be, Four of Swords is about that, fours are stability, and so this is a point of rest and healing, Anyways, okay, so we have the Ace of Pentacles. So there is an opportunity around you this week. Okay, it's like either, again, all aces are fleeting. So you're gonna have to like jump at this opportunity as soon as you see it, if you do, kind of thing. But like Ace of Pentacles, is like has the potential to go into the Ten of Pentacles, right? So this can be about work, or this can be about like relationships, or both, but like that it has the potential to lead to the Ten of Pentacles, which is that like, happy home, happy life, happy wife, happy dog, kind of thing. And then like having your legacy set and like about inheritance, right? So there's an opportunity that's going to be presented to you this week. Okay, in the past, we have is the Fool. Okay, so this is Inspector Lestrade, I believe. So, I think he was the, like, apprentice or something like that to Sherlock or whatever, but he was very kind of, like, wet behind the ears, and just kind of went for it. So, in the recent past, you've had a major beginning, so congrats, okay? The Fool suggests that you just went through your boss battles and, ended a major life cycle, okay? And now stepping into this new life, the Fool goes in as if he's never been hurt before, And so because of that, that's leading you to like a new opportunity, okay? Something that can be really good for the long term, okay? And so what we have here is the Page of Cups. So the guidance is, can be to communicate, maybe communicate some emotions, or to look about this situation, is that like, okay, so the Page of Cups, it's kind of like the Fool in a lot of ways. They're both new, okay? So there's a lot of, because you've been going into this like healing and resting spot, you've now manifested an opportunity, okay, that can encourage you to get excited, so like all the pages are excitement, something new, right? And so this is going to be something new and emotional, okay? That because the Fool, like something that's like, to remind you throughout the week is you probably jumped into something before and it turned out great, So with the Page of thing, there can be a message you need to communicate, or it's about really jumping into this new opportunity because it has the potential to be awesome. And you're ready for it, in terms of with the healing and the balanced mind. Okay, Aries. So hopefully that resonated. Keep an eye out, because again, the aces are fleeting. Like you might need to, sorry, I just got distracted there. Anyways, with it being an Ace of Pentacles, it's probably going to be like pretty obvious kind of thing. Okay, awesome. I'm just going to pause for a second. Okay, Taurus, you are up next. Okay, what messages can we tell Taurus today to help them stay in highest vibration and on their truest path? Okay, so we have the Six of Wands that flipped out. So there might be some kind of, recognition that you receive. It can be a promotion. It can be about like kind of feeling like you came home from battle, So let's see how this kind of plays out, or if that resonates. Okay, so Taurus, we have for you under the deck is the Nine of Cups. Okay, so I do feel like you probably are feeling pretty victorious, you know, because like Nine of Cups is about, you know, feeling good, feeling that your wishes are coming true, you know. And so let's see what else is happening. Okay, so your theme is the Queen of Swords, I believe. Okay, so this can be about an air sign, but this is about truth. This is about justice. So maybe there was something that happened that, like, either you spoke some truth that helped you, you know, feel like you won a battle, you know, or this is about you stepping into truth. And, anyways, let's see. Okay, in the recent past was the Ten of Wands. Okay, so, you know, the fact that the theme is Nine of Cups is that, like, I feel like there's been a burden that you put down recently. You know, like the Ten of Wands is, you know, feeling, you know, completely like overloaded, you know, with projects and things like that. But basically, but it is a 10. So, I mean, it is about putting it down, you know, and ultimately what kind of comes as that, like, that, you know, phoenix rising kind of moment, you know, afterwards, you know, which I feel like it's making you feel really good, you know, and you're stepping into your truth, you know, or it's related to, you know, somebody else around you. Okay, but let's see. So the recent past, okay, and so the guidance or another perspective to look at this, okay, is the Seven of Cups. Interesting. So Seven of Cups is about confusion, but it's also about daydreaming. And I do believe that, like, the Nine of Cups, like, I mean, I believe that, like, after recently putting down some kind of burden, you know, you've been stepping into your truth, you know, knowing what is wrong, you know, thing. Like, I mean, this is a funny depiction because, I mean, the Queen of Swords is known as, you know, the divorcee in a lot of ways, you know, like, it's just kind of like, hey, where do you think you're going? You know, you're not going anywhere without the truth, you know, whatever, until you give me the truth, you know. But I do believe that you have recently discovered what you want, okay? And now it's about, like, you know, seeing the possibilities, really. You know, like after, like, once you have that burden down, you know, and like you're kind of stepping into your truth and you're feeling good, I think this week is going to be really good. Okay, that it really just leads, you know, and then we have the King of Cups here too. I don't know how he came out, but he was just kind of sitting there, you know, so we have a Queen of Swords and a King of Cups. You know, so this can be about two people, you know, like, and, you know, so it means either from like feeling victorious after, you know, some kind of struggle or some kind of burden that you maybe have had, you know, recently, you know, but it's like, you know what you want now. And now it's about letting your mind wander, you know, about like, what is next? The Ace of Wands is next. That's passion. That's new inspiration, you know, so it's a new cycle. So I don't know. You did the Ten of Wands. If you did that recently, it means that it's been a long road. You know, you learned a lot of lessons. You had a lot of struggles. You had a lot of battles. You know, but congratulations. You should feel good about yourself. Awesome. Okay, so this week will be a lot of kind of success, you know, throughout as you like step in your truth and you know, do what needs to be done. Okay. Awesome. Okay, so going to Gemini. How are you doing, Gemini? Hopefully you're doing well. Okay, so what can we tell Gemini today to help them stay in highest vibration and on their truth path, you know, for throughout this week, you know, weekish. Okay. Ah, air cards are ready to be got. Okay. So we have the Great Detective, okay, which is the Magician. You know, ultimately Sherlock Holmes, you know? So this is about, this is a major arcana. So this is about major manifestation. You have all the tools you need to get shit done, to make magic happen, okay? To manifest the reality that you want to see, okay? So the theme, Nine of Swords. Okay, so there might have been, there might be some overthinking, that's been going on, but you have the power to control these thoughts, to control this anxiety. So I do believe that whatever's been stressing you out recently, okay, you're gonna discover your strength within, okay, to put an ending. Okay, nines are ending. So this stress is about to end because you are realizing that you have the power within you to do whatever the fuck you want. Okay, so recent past or something you've learned that can help you throughout this week is the Ace of Swords. So this is truth. Okay, so you've realized something recently, and maybe that's about the fact that you have the power to create whatever you want, like to get yourself out of this anxiety, or whatever news you have discovered, or the epiphany, okay, could be causing you some stress, but together, okay, this is the Ten of Swords. So I mean, this stress is going to end soon, okay, because the Ace of Swords also suggests that you would have had the Ten of Swords recently, so that would have been a painful ending, something that you might still be stuck in your head about, but you have the power to now create whatever you want. So the guidance or perspective that, you might be encouraged to take, okay, is the Ten of Pentacles. Okay, so that is, that happily ever after. Okay, so I mean, this suggests that, like, again, something might have ended. It could have been something that, like, you thought would be, lead to a legacy or something like that, and some kind of truth came out or some kind of realization that wasn't all it was cracked up to be, for example, and it's causing you some kind of stress, but the Ten of Pentacles, okay, means that, like, a new beginning is coming, the ability to create whatever the hell you want this time, okay? So, I mean, get out of your head. I know it's easier said than done, but I mean, the possibilities are endless now. If you take the steps you were needed to, like, or that you're being guided to do. Okay, the Magician, like, he just had that new beginning. He just stepped in a whole new cycle. Okay, so maybe there's been a lot of endings and a lot of new beginnings, and because of that, it's just kind of a little stressful, too many changes maybe, and so it's kind of like, but now, you're getting your footing, and so maybe the thoughts are just like, again, like you have too many ideas, too many possibilities, but, choose one of them at least to start with. And anyways, you can create whatever the hell you want. If there was a painful ending, sorry to hear that, but it means it's gonna end. Like, that pain's gonna end, and something, like, amazing is gonna come from it. Okay? Stick with it, okay? Try to get out of your head, do some fun. Stick with it, maybe see some family. Okay. Anyways, so we are on to, hope that was Gemini. So we are on to Cancer. Hi, Cancer. How are you doing today? A bunch of stuff fell out. Okay, so we got the Magician. We got the Page of Wands as well. Okay, and then we have the Five of Wands. And we have the Seven of Cups. Oh, not sure what that means, But, again, you have all the tools, to create your reality. And I think there's been, maybe some struggle about, within maybe about what that is, but it can be anything, really. Okay. Anyway, so what can we tell Cancer today to help them stay on highest vibration and on their truth path? You know, what will help them throughout this week? Okay. So what we have here is so have you been getting some inspiration for something? Oh my god, the Page of Wands came out in that as well. So we have the Page of Wands on the bottom of the deck. So this can be about like a message, like something that's really inspiring, or again, like something that a new spark is being, lit under you. So what is it? Okay, so we have the Five of Swords. So again, we have the Five of Wands as well. So there was, potentially conflict, right? And so like the Five of Swords, can be conflict with another, can be harsh words. But I mean, like, so maybe you've been dealing with somebody who's been a little bit immature. There's been some conflict. This is about, putting yourself first. So maybe you've been, getting some fire under you to fight for what you want. See how this kind of goes. Okay, the past is the Three of Cups. Okay, so this can be like, Three of Cups can be about a celebration. There can be, holidays, Thanksgiving in Canada right now, right? So I mean, can be about something that like happened during a holiday, maybe some conflict or something like that. But ultimately, it's based on like either some kind of news you found or some kind of new inspiration where you need to put yourself first. Okay, and then what we have here. So this did show up, upside down. But so we have the Nine of Pentacles as the guidance. Okay, so I mean, this is about fighting for what you want. Okay, the Nine of Pentacles, regardless of if it was put in reverse or not, because I mean, the guidance is still like, like unless this is, you've had some kind of reunion with somebody and then you're really wanting to like fight, and then that makes you not be single anymore. That could be a possibility, or it's about, about reminding you that you need to be confident. Okay. The Nine of Pentacles is like an entrepreneur. They, are abundant. They don't need nobody. Like this can be feeling like, like there could have been too many cooks, in a lot of ways, but now you have some kind of new inspiration. Okay, something that is worth fighting for, that you're getting, that you need to have the confidence about. Anyways, hopefully that was helpful and it made sense. But either way, it's like we had the Magician stepping out too earlier, right? Like, I mean, if there's been conflict, you know what you want now. You know what would make you happy. Okay, so go after it. Okay, awesome. So now we're on to Leo. Hey, Leo. How's it going today? Hopefully you're doing well. Okay, so what can we tell Leos today? Leo's the lion. What can we tell Leos today to help them stay on highest vibration and on their truth path as they go throughout their week? Okay. Okay. So under the deck we have Judgment, not Judgment, Justice. Okay, which is the courts of justice. Okay, so this is major arcana. So this is major balancing of the scales. Okay, this could mean like a legal situation, could mean a divorce or a separation. It can be making things official. But on the grand scheme of things, the right things that are meant to happen are happening right now. And even if you don't see it, you will see it in the future. Okay? So the theme is the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so this could definitely resonate if you've recently had a separation or a divorce, But I mean, this is somebody who, is single because they want to be single. You know, this is somebody that like is feeling is top of their game. You know, like this is somebody who, like, an entrepreneur or business person, you know, is getting that confidence, gonna fight for what they want, you know. So I mean, like, there is some kind of just situation that's been happening. And I think this week is going to be about, you know, really starting to feel good about it, you know, whatever happened. And so in the recent past, or something you might have learned, okay, is, what is this? The Four of Pentacles. So Four of Pentacles is about holding on for short-term gain, you know, short-term success. You know, it is that, like, you know, that kind of hoarder, miser kind of, you know, feeling. And so, like, you know, maybe, like, okay, say there has been some kind of separation or divorce, right? Like, I know sometimes you have to, like, separate assets, you know, and so there could have been someone you were dealing with that was, you know, being greedy and hoarding, you know, not sharing, you know, or this could have been you. But regardless, like, the grand scheme of things, is that what this means is that you weren't going to have success. You know, it's like, this is kind of like, okay, I was holding on. I don't want to let go. You know, if I do, like, what will happen? You know, like, I mean, you know, I have what I have right now, but if I let it go, I'll have nothing maybe. But what you're realizing is that you're starting to feel good. You know, whatever you let go recently, you know, like, I mean, it was stunting your growth, you know. So this is like, you know, if this was about money, right? Like, I mean, money is energy. It needs to go. Like, you need to give to receive, you know, it's a flow, you know. And once people are just hoarding onto their money, for example, right? Like, it just stagnates, that energy just stagnates, right? You know, but releasing it, it allows that abundance to flow, you know. Like, to maybe you know, donated something, for example, you know, and then realize that's like, the universe gifted me or something. Who knows? But either way, you're stepping into some confidence this week. Okay, and the guidance, okay, is the Page of Swords. Okay, so that this is about, you know, learning something new. You know, this is about, you know, especially if there was an ending. Okay, like, you know, the Ace, you know, if you went from the Ace to the Ten of Swords, so a painful ending, you know, like, you know, that's kind of like 10 swords into you. You know, the Page of Swords is now ready to, like, start something new. You know, it can be about harsh communication, you know. So I mean, like, be confident, but I mean, you know, don't be immature. But I mean, I don't think this is about immaturity, you know. Like, I think this is about learning your lessons, you know, and being able to now learn something new. You know, this, he can't, you know, he studies, you know, he reads, you know, he might communicate without thinking, you know, but this is about maybe gaining some more information. Okay, so again, so maybe if you don't see right now why this happened, there is a reason for it, and you will get justice, or you will at least see the balancing the scales, and it might just be to get more information. And I said this was the Page of Swords, but this is the Knight of Swords. Okay, so this is quick movement, you know, so things are gonna go fast, you know, like, once you've, like, fully, you know, let go and realize that there's a reason for everything. Okay. Alright, so hopefully that was helpful. Okay, and now I am up to Virgo, last but not least. You know, especially you're not least if I skipped Capricorn. Okay, anyways, so what can we tell Virgo today to help? What's this? So maybe there's a big judgment or a big decision, you know, after maybe some kind of disappointment. Maybe not. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see how that comes out. So how are Virgos doing? Okay, what can we tell Virgos to help them stay in highest vibration and on their true path? And they want to be called. Okay, under the deck we have, what is this? The 10 of Wands. Okay. So there has been some kind of burden that you recently put down, or if you haven't yet, you're putting it down now. Like this is about, you know, arriving at your destination, you know, and being like, okay, I'm in this case, you know, like out of the flames, you know, and once you've put it all behind you, you know, you take that one to passion, you know, and you take, you know, and you become that again, that like phoenix rising, you know, coming out of the ashes. So I mean, get excited though, you know, new things are starting. And so the theme here is the Queen of Swords. Okay, so you could be dealing with an air sign, or this can be about you, you know, like knowing your truth, speaking your truth, doing what is just, you know, after some time that's been pretty burdensome, right? Like, I mean, you know, Queen of Swords has been hurt before, you know, and because she's been hurt before, she's not going to take bullshit, you know. So this can be you or somebody you're dealing with, okay? Okay, and what we have here is 6 of Wands in the recent past. So you've had some kind of victory. And so I think this has been stepping into your truth. You know, this is the return of like returning home from battle. Okay, this is feeling victorious. This is getting some kind of recognition, you know. And so I think something, you know, was really burdensome. And, you know, you're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel if you're not already, you know, like if you're not already on the outside of it, okay? But I do think you've had some recent recognition, okay, which has helped you either about this air sign or about you knowing what is just and what is true, okay? You know, after putting down a burden. Okay, the guidance, you know, or perspective is judgment. This is judgment, right? No problem. Okay, so this is, again, came out before when I was saying, okay, so there is something that, okay, so judgment can be a legal judgment, you know, but you've had some kind of recent victory, you know, but the battle's not over here, okay? The battle is over once you get to here, right? So maybe this is a process that you've had a recent victory lately, but you've got to keep going, okay? She does what's just, okay? And it may be about making some kind of decision. You know, do you raise, you know, something back from the dead, you know, or do you let it go like once and for all, you know, basically, you know. But if this is about a legal situation, you know, keep at it because you can put down this burdensome situation and come out victorious, okay, if you do what is just and, you know, and communicate how you need to communicate, okay. Awesome. Well, I don't know, I'm shuffling. Okay, so if anyone is here, you know, we're gonna do a bonus little like reading. So what can you tell anyone who's drawn to watch this, you know, to help them stay in highest vibration and on their truth path? Okay, I'm gonna probably do the same spread, I guess. Okay, underneath the deck, okay, we have the 4 of Swords. That does seem like a common theme throughout all these readings. 4 of Swords came out. So collectively, you know, there's been a lot of healing that we've been doing, a lot of balancing of the thoughts, you know, a lot of resting, you know, after some painful, you know, situations, after some heartbreaks, after some breakups, after some disappointments, you know. Okay, but what's happening this week, okay, is we have 8 of Wands. So this is about travel. This is about movement, okay? If things have been going slow, you know, things are going to go faster now. Okay, so hold on to your hats because things are already in motion. You can't really stop this train until it gets to its destination and it's already left. Okay, and the recent past, okay, is the Ace of Pentacles. So there's this new opportunity that you're presented with. And it looks like after a period of healing or after a period of resting kind of thing, you know, things are moving forward. Like maybe you jumped at this chance, okay? The Ace of Pentacles can have the opportunity to lead to the Ten of Pentacles, you know, which is that happily ever after in terms of a tangible, you know, legacy and an inheritance in a family home kind of sense, you know. So there was a new opportunity that you're presented in, and you're going for it. Or if not, it's going for you. Okay, and so we have the Five of Pentacles. So this is change. Okay, so this can be about financial change. You know, it can be about financial loss, but I mean, I do believe that, like, this is more about change. Okay, you have a new opportunity here. Okay, and what we are seeing is change, you know, on a tangible sense, on a physical sense, maybe on a monetary sense. You know, like maybe potentially, like there has been something where, you know, like because of this movement, because of this move or change or whatever the case is, there's a new opportunity. It might mean that, you know, there could be a loss financially. But if things haven't been too good financially, could mean that there's a positive, you know. But either way, it's change, you know, on a tangible sense, you know. And so I do believe that if you have experienced some kind of loss, you know, that has been healing. Okay, things are moving forward. You've had an opportunity recently and you're going for it, or you will be going for it, or things are already going for you. Okay. So get excited, everybody. Like, I mean, you've been doing the hard work. You know, you've been balancing your thoughts, balancing your mind, you know, taking the steps you need to do. You know, seeing what your truth is, stepping into your truth. You guys rock. Okay? If this resonated, please like or subscribe. Apparently only 95%. Sorry, 5% of you are actually subscribed to me who actually watch. But anyways, please at least like, okay, if this resonated. Have a good one and hope to see you all soon.